Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Business Connect. My name is Roy. If this is your first time on our channel, here we do videos about life in China, life of international students in China, the life of expats in China, and generally how foreigners survive in China. So if this is your first time on our channel and you're interested in such content, please don't leave this video without hitting that subscription button so that each time we bring videos like this, you will be notified and you'll be the first to watch our videos. China is probably the only country in the world still holding tight to its zero COVID policy. When we talk about zero COVID policy, what do we mean? We mean fighting the virus until the last person in a country of 1.2 billion people. The outbreak of the new variant, the Omicron, has even led to one of the harshest lockdowns since the outbreak of the COVID-19 pandemic. We've seen cities of over 25 million people, cities of 30 million people being completely shut down. All this is in a bid of fighting the virus until the last person. If you're doubting what zero COVID policy is all about, let me share with you this report on how China is using the zero COVID policy to fight the virus.
China is taking no chances. This week, Anyang, population 5.5 million, became the country's third city to enter coronavirus lockdown. Authorities said cases there included 2 that were caused by the super-infectious Omicron variant. Anyang has joined the 1 million people of Yuzhou and the more than 13 million of Xi'an to be confined to their own 4 walls. With so many under stay-at-home orders, providing food is a top priority. State TV has shown vegetables and other groceries being distributed, but residents have complained on social media over poor access to food and other essentials. But there have also been instances of widespread outrage. In Xi'an this month, a woman who was 8 months pregnant was denied medical care in a hospital like this because she hadn't had a COVID test. Turned away from the hospital, the woman miscarried on the street. The hospital manager was suspended, and top health officials publicly bowed in apology. And for those deemed to have broken lockdown rules, the punishment can be public too. State media said 4 suspects were put on display in the city of Jingxi on the border with Vietnam. They're accused of helping illegal immigrants cross the border into China. The public display of criminals was banned in 2010, but the practice has resurfaced during the coronavirus crackdown.
All this you've seen might just be the tip of an iceberg, as the country is leaving no stone unturned to bring the COVID-19 cases to zero. We've seen millions of people being tested within few hours, harsh lockdowns, and things might even get worse as the country intensifies preparation to host the Beijing 2022 Olympics. It is already made clear that the Beijing Olympics will be out of bounds for international fans, and preparations on ground are intensifying. This means that the Olympics will be done in a closed-loop management. Okay, so now let's go into the real matter of our video. Will students be able to return to China this year, 2022? I did all this analysis before getting into this topic so that you should be able to see the situation, what's happening on ground, what's happening currently in China. And from our analysis, from what you've seen that things are not getting any better. As the days go by, we were hoping that things were going to change, things were going to get better. But from what you've seen, from what's happening on ground, things are not getting any better. A few Asian countries are giving hopes to their students, gathering data and promising their students that they will be given priority to return to China. But since then, since September, when some students were said they will be given priority, we thought maybe by the end of December, some few students might have returned to China, but until now, we're not seeing any hope that students will be able to return to China this year in March 2022. I did a poll, a research on my channel where we were analyzing which were the feasible dates, and a majority of the students thought that students will be able to return to China this year in March 2022. But from the look of things, we have seen that March is still not very feasible for students to return to China. And that's if China continues to stick to its zero COVID policy and not ready to relax the policies and allow foreigners to travel after being vaccinated, quarantined, and follow all the relevant health measures. If China continues to stick to this strict policy of zero COVID cases, we think that for students and other foreigners to return to China, it might take even much longer than we expect. Because from the look of things, we all have seen very clearly that COVID-19 is not ending anytime soon. It doesn't mean that COVID will not end. COVID-19 will definitely end, but we're not seeing it in a few months or maybe by the end of this year. We're seeing COVID to stay a little longer. Yeah, things will get better. People will be vaccinated. People will be able to survive even after contacting the virus. People will be able to live. But we're not seeing the virus completely eradicated within a few months or maybe within a year or so. So if countries still continue to stick to zero COVID policy, no travel, no economic activities, everything stays stagnant, if one or two people contract the virus, then travel restrictions to China might still continue like this for quite some time. That notwithstanding, China has achieved herd immunity. China has vaccinated above 85% of its inhabitants. This was the number they promised, that if they reach this number, borders will be relaxed. Although after reaching this number, other few matrices were brought into place, transmissibility and so on, they brought in other measures. But that notwithstanding, we're hoping that after China hosts the Olympics, if things don't get worse, let's say, okay, everything remains the way it is now or better, and after the Olympics, we're hoping that a few batches of students might start returning to China, maybe say by mid this year, maybe June, July. That's like a test. Then if things get a little bit better again, maybe by September, a few other batches, and maybe by the end of this year, we hope that quite a good majority of students must have returned to China. All these are our own projections. Like I said, I do my analysis, I do my projections. We're not saying anything from some official perspective. We just look at the situation on the ground, we follow the news, we read projections, and then we do our own analysis. And also, we encourage students to stay connected with their universities, not to give up on their education, to continue with their online studies, while we hope that maybe by the end of this year, students might start returning to China. Even if all students don't return to China this year, but if a few already start returning, then the doors might completely open maybe by the end of the year or maybe next year, but we know for sure that students will definitely return to China. So I hope that this video has been able to clear some light, or at least give you something to work on to either have hope or lose hope. That's what we do on the channel. We give you information to work on, so that if you're having more hopes, you should have hopes from our videos. If you're losing hope, you should be losing hope based on what we've shared, so that you don't just stay in the dark without knowing what's happening. If you like the video, please share it with someone. Give us a thumbs up. Let us know what you think in the comment section below. And if you like more videos like this, hit that subscription button so that each time we bring videos like this, you will be notified and you'll be the first to watch our videos. Until now, it's peace out. I'll see you in our next video. Bye bye.